Hello, I'm Shawn Kent Hayashi. In this video, you'll learn what it means to listen actively and deeply and why this is an important competency to developing if you want to become a star performer, grow to the next level, or become a more inspiring leader. I'm an executive coach and a high-performing teams consultant. I work with organizations of all sizes, from small, family-owned, entrepreneurial startups to industry-leading organizations. I help leaders and teams become high-performing together. We've identified 25 different competencies needed for leaders and aspiring leaders to grow, thrive, and create great collaboration, innovation, resiliency on their teams. Today we're discussing listening. The 3 signs someone is actually listening to you, and how you can apply the skills of deep listening with others. Let's dive in right now. The 3 components of deep listening include body language, tone of voice, and verbal cues and questions. Let's talk about each of those. First, body language. When someone is deep listening, their body language gives you clues. The duration of their eye contact expands. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody where they're doing eye dart? They're having eye contact with anything but you? That's a signal they're not listening. And when we are curious, interested, eager to hear the other person, the duration of our eye contact expands. We maintain that eye contact for more like 5-7 seconds before we begin to move away. In everyday conversation, we tend to have eye contact for about 3 seconds, 4 or 5. And once we get up there in those higher durations, we're sending the other person signals that we are really engaged. So with body language, when we expand the duration of our eye contact, we're sending a signal to the other person that we're very engaged. Another thing that we do with our bodies when we're deeply listening, we nod. We nod not to say, I agree with you, but to say, I understand what you're saying right now. I'm tracking with you. What you're saying is making sense to me. So when someone stops the nodding back when you nod, you'll know that they're not with you. What else happens in body language? We might lean forward slightly. Occasionally, you'll hear people say that when someone has their arms crossed, that means they're not listening. I'm going to challenge that. That's not exactly accurate. If somebody is an auditory learner, they tend to use this space while they're listening. So if they're leaning forward, if their head is tilted slightly, if they're engaging with you and their arms are crossed, they're actually deeply listening to you. Another way that we assess whether or not someone is deeply listening is their tone of voice. When someone's really listening to us, the curiosity in their voice comes through. They ask the kinds of questions with a tone of voice that says, I'm engaged. Really? Oh, I'm so curious about that. Not short, staccato, crisp, too focused. That will cause us to think that person's not listening. And snarky, snide tone of voice also causes us to think someone's not listening. There are other verbal cues that we will experience also. Questions are a really wonderful way to demonstrate to the other person that we are listening. You want to ask at least 3 questions. The first one is a question that summarizes. If I've been tracking with you right, have I got it? Do I have all the pieces in place here that I think were important in what you said? So that first question is just a summary. Am I tracking with you? The next question is one that connects some dots. Based on my past experience with this conversation, I might say, here's how I think things connect. Have I got it? Is that what you're seeing as well? I might ask a third question that expands. Where do you imagine this concept, this idea going in the future? How do you see this moving forward? So again, at least 3 questions as a way to demonstrate that you're deep listening. Then after that, you could add your own thoughts. Whenever a topic is complex, challenging, or there's conflict in it, we need to begin deep listening. So sometimes people will say, why do I have to be the one? And I say, because you're the one who's sophisticated enough to have the skill of deep listening. So be the one who jumps in and practices deep listening. People who have mastery in deep listening seek to understand the unique qualities of other people. They demonstrate that they're curious. They demonstrate the ability to evaluate other people's communication style and motivators. They accept individuals' unique abilities and they look for ways for them to contribute. People who are great at deep listening utilize feedback to identify strengths in other people. They seek to understand how decisions will impact others, and they receive and connect with others. If you would like guidance and direction or accountability for yourself or maybe even your whole team in applying the skill of deep listening, I'd be delighted to talk with you. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. You'll be notified if you ring that little bell when we post new videos. To learn more about the Professional Development Group, you can also check out our website. Thanks for being here today.